All right, so I think it would be good to take a little bit of a look at the topic of digital transformation now. Let's focus on this subject just for a bit. It's a pretty broad term. It can certainly mean different things to different people, but everyone seems to agree that it is happening, and really that the COVID pandemic has really accelerated this transformation. From our perspective here at Inductive, we've been in the business of digital transformation for years. I mean, when Steve started out, he was trying to marry IT technologies and OT technologies, SCADA with IT from the very first products. So just speaking at kind of a high level, we do see digital transformation as a process of change, involves people as well as machines, and that requires real innovation, real cooperation across an entire organization. And so actually we build Ignition in a way that facilitates the process, but it's people that get involved in that and make the process really actually work. So as we look at that from a high level view of digital transformation, I'm kind of interested in what your views are. How do you see it at the level of your customers that you're working with? So can you talk maybe a little bit about what the term digital transformation means to you, or about what the current state is from your view with manufacturers? What role can Ignition play and your organizations play in helping customers digitally transform? So with that, I think I will start with you on that, Jan.
Yeah, Don. First of all, I think with Ignition, we have a wonderful, absolutely amazing platform for this, and I totally agree that everything revolving around Ignition is digital transformation. Saying that, we would say that digital transformation is a lot about human beings. It's a lot about change management. And the overall purpose of digital transformation is and should always be to change some human behavior in the organization. Change some routines and some behaviors that are maybe not the best, and simply help people to make better decisions. That's what we call it every single day. So yeah, there's a lot of engineering and a lot of technologies involved in this, but at the end of the day, it's about that, helping people to make better decisions. I think that's the core of digital transformation.
Thank you, Jan. Reese, your thoughts?
Well, I would say that you're spot on when you say it's such a broad term. That means really so many different things to a lot of different people. You know, we're working with a manufacturer that still uses paper to keep track of, you know, the good and bad parts with tally marks on their and they have that long paper trail going on. And we converted that over to a digital dashboard last week, and they're super excited about all the possibilities that can mean for the company. And then looking at another client we're working with, they're using Ignition to pull tens of thousands of tags from over 300 sites across the US using, you know, the MQTT modules. And really what I found is with working with people from such a wide range of digitalization is that it's really anything that can help the end user make a better decision, just exactly like what Jan said. To me, one of the best parts about my job is showing that manager, showing that VP or whoever that might be, how his line's running from an Ignition dashboard and watching that smile just creep across their face. But that type of digitalization, no matter how involved the system is just to allow our customers to make better decisions. I think Ignition can play a huge role in that process just because it allows us to reach data all the way down to the plant floor, you know, store that data in Historian in a central location, you know, visualize that data and ultimately analyze it across enterprise systems. So Ignition has just so many different capabilities with the different modules. And it makes it easy to say, you know, yeah, we can do that because of the variety of tools that you guys have to offer.
Thanks, Reese. Elizabeth, your thoughts on the topic?
I think that the industry is embracing this concept, and the tools are finally starting to catch up to the overall vision of digital transformation. I think that there's still a ways to go for a lot of people, but I think that technology improvements and the increase of accessibility of SCADA solutions has made the vision of digital transformation much more attainable than it was, 5 or 10 years ago. And I think a big thing for digital transformation is oftentimes clients are very shocked by how easy it is to implement some of the digital transformation concepts have become. And I think we need to continue to push customers to do things like proof of concepts, or really, just see a demo for what, their system could be. I personally think that the SQL Bridge module is the most powerful tool, and that customers have been using bad tools for so long that they just don't realize how simple it can be to capture data and do things like eliminate that manual report that they've been filling out for 15 years. So I think we're taking steps in the right direction, and hopefully we see this trend continue.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I know when you say the SQL Bridge module is an amazing tool, that's near and dear to the heart of our CEO and founder, Steve Heckman. And the original start, the very first, wasn't a module back then, the very first legacy product was created by Kobe Clegg when he was just finishing college, and it was called Factory SQL. And it was really became the SQL Bridge module as the ignition platform developed. But Steve would call it the Swiss Army knife for an integrator. All the things you can do with just SQL, the SQL Bridge now, but was Factory SQL then. So I think the connection of OT and IT and the two-way communication between PLCs and SQL databases was sort of a foundational beginnings to what became the ignition platform. All right, let's go to you, Ryan. Your thoughts.
So I'm probably the wrong person to ask this because I can't stand the term digital transformation.
Oh, good. Use another one, Ryan. Pick whatever you want.
It drives me up a wall. Yeah, I do actually think transformation has occurred primarily in the smart connected products arena, and maybe there in terms of entirely doing business. One could probably more appropriately use this term. I think in the operation space, on a broad basis, this is evolution, and it's in a lot of ways the same old problems that we've been solving forever. The tools are just easier. The more time is spent on creating value and less on figuring out what protocol it is and how you get to talk to another thing. And so I think that the pace of digital is accelerating, and I think the connectivity and convergence is is amplifying that. So I remember when ExxonMobil Drew was driving their open automation initiative, and it was really how to encourage what was going on in IT in the rapid pace of innovation and essentially the democratization of innovation, and bring that into the fold without compromising the security, robustness of the traditional DCS world, and not have to wait for major migrations. And to me, that's it's a combination of that, rapidly accelerating innovation happening at all levels, and again back to bringing it to the masses. That finally, the beneficiaries of this are the companies that often have been overlooked over the last 20 years or whatever. So, and I think whatever we said as far as what role ignition can play, it's a fantastic platform, and it's an enabler, it's an accelerant. It allows customers to do it themselves, and for integrators to play a more consultative role, to play a more natural role and to fill their gaps, and I think bring our unique application expertise to bear, but to focus much more on value. So cool. That's my 2 cents.
Thanks, Ryan. Jeremiah?
Yeah, a colleague of mine is kind of quite passionate about this topic from a personal and business perspective. He likes to say digital transformation, it's a lot like world peace. It's a great idea, but when you start to put people, technologies together, they don't necessarily get along, and that great unifying vision can get blurred and abstracted away, and I think overly complicated. I think that kind of represents for many organizations its current state. a complicated spaghetti diagram of workflow and unnecessary software components that equates to a slightly better yesterday, and an organization left to manage all these moving pieces. I think digital transformation, it has to be tangible and it has to be even bite-sized. With the right vision and experience, I think there's a bright future on the horizon in this space, and OT is definitely a critical piece. Identifying and solving business problems before offering a technology solution or play is critical. After all that, then of course, when you do start to apply technology, Ignition coupled with Cirrus Link's modules as an example, can really help organizations ideate and develop solutions quickly.
Thanks, Jeremiah.